The dating world could actually feel more like a nightmare for someone who is anxiously attached. From the possibility of being ghosted to mixed signals to wondering if that person's going to call you back, it's not what it used to be. If you find yourself over texting, ruminating constantly about that person that you're seeing, wondering if they're going to message you back, if they're going to lock in a date, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be helping you move from that anxious attachment style while dating to feeling more secure while dating. So that way you can get to a place where you actually enjoy it again. Let's get into the first dating trap. You are treating dating like a job interview. Not where you are actually interviewing that other person, right? But sometimes we go into it feeling like we are being interviewed. We show up maybe feeling like we need to audition for a part or a role in a movie to be their girlfriend, right? Or to be their partner, when that really should not be the case. This is an opportunity for you to really get to know that person and for you to evaluate, is this someone that you could see yourself with long term, potentially, right? This is not for you to go into to get into this place where you are wanting to be picked or you're wanting to be chosen. While on the date, if you are trying to figure out what might be some helpful questions, rule of thumb, let's move away from the superficial questions. Let's move away from what's your favorite color, what's your zodiac sign, where would you like to travel. Let's actually move more into questions that are going to show you the depth of that person, or questions that are based on values of that person. What is a good question to possibly ask? Ask a question that is going to really teach you about their values, such as, what are the 3 most important things for you in a relationship? Or what are some of your relationship deal breakers? It's really going to give you some insight, right, into how that person thinks, their thought process, or maybe even how they handle conflict or issues when they arise in the relationship. Dating trap number 2 is becoming too attached to the idea of a person and not the actual person. I'm going to say that again. It's the idea of the person or the potential of the person and not actually the person. Not taking the time to really get to know the person is something that people who feel anxiously attached is something that they often experience because they feel so anxious about possibly being rejected, feeling anxious about things not working out, that immediately they'll begin to date this person and think about what it would be like to live together, what it might be like to travel together, have kids together, without really taking the time to slow down and get to know this person. You could actually end up missing some really important signs or some red flags. So that's something you definitely do not want to do. Dating trap number 3, we have all been here, okay? It is trying to rush into exclusivity or commitment way too soon. Again, not really giving yourself enough time to get to know this person. Why is this happening? Because if you are feeling really anxious about the outcome, the only time where you feel more secure and feel comfortable is oftentimes when you have that commitment, when that person says, hey, look, I'm ready for us to go all in. I'm ready for us to be together. That's when the anxiously attached person feels good and feels comfortable. But that does not mean that that should be the goal and the thing that you rush into. Not only should you not rush into it, but it's also unattractive for someone who has a secure attachment. So if you are wanting to connect and date and be with someone who has a secure attachment, guess what? They're going to be turned off by rushing, by moving in too quickly, doing things too quickly. It's going to send their spidey senses like, I don't know. That might not be a good fit for me. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. Let's get into part 2. If you're wondering how to show up and date differently, stay tuned. Gotta watch the rest of this video. Start off by asking yourself this question. When I'm around the person that I'm dating, how do I feel? How does my body feel? Now, we're not looking for sparks or instant chemistry, but does your nervous system feel calm? Do you feel at peace? Or do you feel anxious and uncomfortable, uneasy, worried, afraid? Listen to those signs. Listen to your gut. It's telling you something is off. Other thing I want to point out is if you feel like instant sparks, instant chemistry, or you find yourself when you're dating, you're always saying like, oh, it's a vibe, it's a connection, please take a step back and become curious about that as well, because that instant spark sometimes is also a mask for anxiety. There may be something deeper underlying happening there. So just look into it, be curious about how it is that you're feeling. Next step of showing up differently. One of my favorites, let's call this the 90-day data collection period, okay? It sounds pretty simple. What it is I'm going to take 90 days to really date this person, vet this person, get to know them. And anything that shows up, anything that I experience during this 90 days is going to be me gathering information, or what we call data, about this person. For example, the way that this person shows up or does not show up, that is data. If they plan to date and then they are late or cancel, constantly are late or cancel, that's data for you to have, right? Because by the time you get to the end of the 90 days, you have collected data about your interactions with this person, the ways that they have shown up, not shown up, and then you can decide, is this someone that I actually want to be with? Communication, that's another one. I know this one comes up a lot for people, but they're like, I don't like the texting pattern, or this person takes days to call me back. Well, at the end of the 90 days, you'd be able to ask yourself, is the person that I see myself with or being in a relationship with, is them calling me back 3 or 4 days later, is that the type of person that I want to be with? For a lot of you, the answer is flat out just going to be a no. I know that's not really what we want to hear. And when you're feeling anxiously attached, again, we want to sometimes like block that out as a possibility because we really, really like this person. But I'm telling you, if you just give it enough time, give yourself that 90-day collection or data collection period, you're going to find out what you need to know. Lastly, boundaries. You're never going to get enough or hear enough of me talking about boundaries. It's really important to stay true to your boundaries early on and throughout the relationship. The reason why I say this is I am a firm believer that we teach people how to treat us. In the beginning, if there are things that are important to you, this is a great time to stick to those. For example, if Sundays are your meal prep days and that's the day where you are meal prepping or you're going to the gym, but when you meet this person and you start dating them, you're giving up all your Sundays just to spend time with them, that's not going to work out. You're going to end up resenting them later on. Trust me. Okay? Also, when you are setting a boundary with the person that you are dating, observe and watch how they respond to your boundaries. Are they understanding and accepting? Or are they dismissive, critical, blaming you? Are they pushing past your boundary and not respecting it? Huge red flag. If that is happening, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a no. It's a no. It's actually going to lead you probably further down in another video where I'm talking about how to leave a relationship or narcissism. Okay? We're not going to go there today. Trust me when I say boundaries are important, so please stick to those and stay true to those. If you made it to the end of this video and you have recognized that you find yourself relating to a lot of what was said, please be kind, please be gentle to yourself, okay? It doesn't mean that you are broken or it is doom and gloom because you have an anxious attachment. It actually means that your body and your nervous system is doing what it knows how to do. And that's really is to protect you from the possibility of rejection. So take your time with learning, practice some of these things, put them into place as you begin dating. If this video was helpful, like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing additional videos, not only on just dating or how to date, but when you have met someone and you are considering them to be your potential or your future partner, you might not actually know what those relationship green flags are. You may have been only looking for clues that it's not going to work out. So stay tuned for more.